Okay, job of the day is to try to set up a situation where I can put a big battery in this car or this truck. It's got a fairly big motor, and in my opinion the battery is really not big enough. The tray size is fairly small, so it's a small battery and it virtually goes from one side to the other. The battery tray's rusted out. That's the new battery tray. I bought this for 26 Australian dollars. It cost $28.07 to send here. It's from Chevy pit stop, and that's it there. And it came from Sun Valley, California. That's where the truck's made. At this stage, to get the bigger battery, and I'm thinking I may have to this is the side of the battery holder, and it's metal, and I'm thinking I might have to cut out a section of that so that the battery can pass over it, and it's actually going to come up to here, the battery, so I might have to trim this, the radiator water bottle as well, just this bit. Okay, so the battery tray screws into the wall. There's a bolt there and a bolt down there, and then vertically on this side it screws in. There's a couple of screws there along down that side there. Okay, so negative cable first. I'm hoping I can do all the work today and get the new holder in. I've still got to get the new battery, but I've got a battery that I want to put into this truck. It's in the other truck. So that's the battery I want to put in into the truck. This is in a four-cylinder Isuzu Holden Rodeo. They're actually called a 4x4 marine battery. You get them at super cheap. It's been a fantastic battery. I've been using it for about 6 or 7 years. I've had this for 3 years, so I took it from the car I had previously and I put it in this one. So that's 3. I had it in the previous truck for about 3 or 4 years, so yeah, about 6.5 years. It's been fantastic. The only complaint I've got about this battery is some of the acid does tend to leak out the front here, and from time to time I've got to hose down, just water down the base of the battery holder. That does usually happen when I put water in the battery, but overall it's well worth having a battery like this. If you ever do check the water and put water in your battery, don't forget to wear eye protection and skin protection like gloves. So the battery holder is actually 2 different pieces. You've got the base of the battery holder, and that's what I've purchased, and that's what I'm going to replace. And then there's the vertical bit here, and that goes down underneath the battery tray and goes down there onto the mudguard. Okay, so what's happened here is the underneath is completely rusted out, and somebody's stuck a plastic tray on top, which of course they all should be made out of plastic anyway, battery holders. So there's actually two pieces. There's this piece here and the vertical bit, which is the battery tray, and the other one's a holder. And the battery tray screws in here on the side of the truck, and the vertical bit screws down to there. So here's the battery tray level, and it goes under, and it also rests on there, and that's the mudguard. Okay, so what has to happen is this has to be cut off. This section here has to be cut off, the vertical bit, and then this new bit has to be attached. Fortunately, the vertical part steps in here. Probably see that, that's about 15mm, 20mm, and so I can rest the new one on here. You see the battery tray overlaps it, so I can probably put some bolts in through there to hold it. Yeah, I'd call that very successful. I've got a rounded bolt so it doesn't dig into the battery and you know, all the battery acid comes out. Yeah, that's good and solid, so that's a good job. I think I've used the hole that they use for attaching the battery holder. You know, the bit that comes over the top of the battery to hold it down. I've got something else in mind. I'm thinking of using two ratchets, tie down ratchets on either side of the battery. So they'll come around and under and over the battery there and there. Okay, so to fit the battery I think I have to grind out a section here. I don't want to touch the actual battery holder because I think that'll weaken it. I might come down into the battery holder a bit, but I'd leave at least 10 mil. So what I might have to do is cut there and this section out so that the battery can fit. I'd like to point out that the manufacturers of this product stuck the information sticker over the drain hole. So what that means is it'd actually have to overflow with battery acid before any dripped out. That stick is very tough. It's got glue on the underneath of it, and the top of it's paper. So you've actually got to scrape into the paint and scrape the paint off before you can get the sticker off. So that would mean repainting the base, but just so happens that that's what I'm going to do anyway to be on the safe side. So I'll make the adjustments I've got to make to get the battery on it, and then I'll paint it. But anyway, it's certainly better than that. Okay, it definitely looks like a unit now. It's more confidence inspiring. There's a fair amount of extra room there. There's not enough, but it's looking good. Main problem is just here you can see that there's a gap down below, and it's actually hitting the frame up the top there. So there's not enough room, and so what I might have to do is cut this section out here, just cut it down there so that the battery can extend out, but then I'll be up against the radiator water container. Another good thing is the battery is no longer hard up against this the front headlight. The other battery was pushing on the headlight wires, so there's a lot more space there between them, so it's really great. Just while I've got the opportunity to film it, when you come around this side, I'll just point out that the battery tray actually, at this point here, it goes onto the mudguard, so you've got the mudguard there, and so it's got this bit here that drops down from the top of the battery tray and goes down onto the fixing point there of the mudguard. Okay, that's the difference between the two batteries. The battery on the left hand side is about say 10 mil wider, but it should still fit, and it's also a little bit taller. Okay, I'll remove it. I'll take out this section from there up, as wide as the battery tray, and I'll sit it in and see what we got. This is a nice Isuzu Holden Rodeo, and you can see the size of that tray. It's massive, and they've really thought it through. You know, you can put any battery you want in this one, and it takes the weight, because they are very heavy, and that's really forward thinking. You can see here that the top seems to come out. It is actually straight in line with the rest of this bar, the support that supports the frame. So although it's level there, it comes out. So I've got to trim some more off so the battery doesn't hit the battery on the top. I've got the level out, and here I see that it sort of runs out that way, so it's the framework, it's tilted this way, and the back of the support is up. So the battery rest goes down that way, and the frame goes this way. So that magnifies to tilt the battery over, and that's why I've got to trim the top there. I don't know about you, but that looks pretty secure to me. Okay, so what I intend to do now is, you can see that the metal comes a bit close to the battery there. So it's got enough room down there, but just at the top I'll trim that out a bit more, and I'll cut some of this type of hose, petrol or water hose, and I'll slip it along down there just so that there's no contact, or if there is contact it won't wear through. I'll also paint all of the frame and any exposed metal on the battery holder, and should be good. Very happy. Okay, 29th of the 1st, 2017. In the previous videos, what happened was this battery tray here completely rusted out. That's now well in the bin and gone. This is a new part here, and I attached that to the other part of the battery holder. Just put a screw through the end there. You can see that the upright there, that steps out, and I just picked it up with a bolt, and she's all good. I cut this section out here to accommodate a larger battery, but that's okay, it's well strong enough. We've got 3 pickup points here. We've got one underneath that rests on, battery's up there, and on the other side it attaches to the side of the inside of the engine bay. The only thing that went wrong with making this up was I applied a coat of black paint, black rust proof paint, but I applied the second coat of the white coat, the white paint, too quickly. So the first coat was in the morning, second coat was about 3/4 of the way through the day, and it hazed, it just sort of cracked. So this weekend I've sanded it back and given it another coat of white paint. That's a real unit. I always use gloss paint because it becomes a matte paint with time anyway, so just for longevity. That's the battery I'm putting on. It's an oversized battery. This car is a 1977 C20. It was made in California, but I'm told that when you get a new battery you're supposed to take it home and put it on a charger and charge it up, because once you install it then it'll hold that charge for its working life, whereas if you don't, it'll only hold the charge that it was installed with. Okay, so that side fixes to that side there, and the upright fixes down along there. So your attachment points are along here, along the side of the car. The upright, you've got 1, 2 and 1 down the bottom. The one down the bottom's put in from outside of the car, so underneath, just near the front bumper bar, you just reach up and put the lower one in. And there's also this bracket comes down here, and you put a nut in from underneath the mudguard. So for the other two attachments, that's the battery holder there. One attachment for the bracket onto the mudguard there is the same place on the mudguard. That's it there. And the third nut down is a reverse nut. It screws from the outside onto the bracket, and you come down underneath the front, and that's it there. Okay, time for the battery. Okay, that's a better ratio for engine capacity. You know, it's more confident with this one. I think I'll do well with this battery. We've got a negative lead that goes to the alternator, but I'll be taking a negative lead down to the frame down here. There's even an attachment there, you can just see it. So that'll be in a future video. Okay, well anyway, let's turn the ignition on and see how she goes. Okay, the moment of truth. Okay, that's a pretty healthy sounding engine, and it's never started or run like that before, so you know, it's a very good decision putting in that battery. That's a good battery, and by gee, it sounds healthy. Okay, so at this point I'm going to have a rest, and then I'll come back down here and pack all this up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, like and subscribe.